On the news, government killed 3, injured 1 in Yobe Islamic boarding school. Federal government issues 1-month ultimatum to traders to crash prices. And Nigeria Medical Association blames insecurity for doctors' exodus in health sector. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkolye. Government suspected to be Boko Haram terrorists attacked an Islamic boarding school in Gaidam, Yobe State earlier today, killing 3 students and injuring another. The school, Faudiya, affiliated with the Islamic Movement of Nigeria Shiite, is located at Gaidam, the headquarters of the Gaidam local government area. The attackers, armed with AK-47 rifles, reportedly arrived on motorcycles around 4 a.m., opening fire indiscriminately. Yobe State Police spokesperson Dungus Abdulkarim, who confirmed the incident, said that the police responded to a distress call and found 3 students dead, while 1 injured student is currently receiving treatment at Gaidam Specialist Hospital. The victims have been identified as 22-year-old Mohammed Saleh, 21-year-old Ahmed Abdurrahman, and 21-year-old Abdullahi Adamu. The injured student, 25-year-old Sani Aruna, is being treated for his injuries. And the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has issued a 1-month ultimatum to traders and market stakeholders engaged in exploitative pricing, urging them to reduce the prices of their goods. The warning was delivered by the Executive Vice Chairman of the FCCPC, Tunji Bello, during a 1-day stakeholders engagement on exploitative pricing held in Abuja on Thursday. Bello says the Commission is concerned over the growing trend of unreasonable pricing of consumer goods and services across the country, as well as the unwholesome practices of market associations involved in price fixing. It said that the FCCPC would begin enforcement action once the notice period expires, and Bello acknowledged the impact of an unfavorable exchange rate on production costs, but stressed that the price margins for many goods, both imported and locally produced, are unreasonably high. This comes as the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) recently reported an inflation rate of 33.40%, with food inflation exceeding 40%. And Onyeka Onwenu, the beloved singer, has been laid to rest in Lagos. Onwenu tragically collapsed shortly after her performance in Lagos on July 30th. She was later pronounced dead at a hospital in the city. A service of song was held in her honor at the Fountain of Life Church in Indukpeju, with several prominent figures in attendance. The burial ceremony took place immediately afterward at the Ebony Vault on James George Street in Ikoyi, Lagos. Now, family members, friends, and clergymen gathered at the gravesite to pay their final respect at Onwenu's body as Onwenu's body was laid to rest. The late singer had, in an early interview before her death, expressed a wish for a private, modest, and quick farewell. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Medical Association (NMA) has attributed the ongoing mass exodus of medical doctors from the country to worsening insecurity that has plagued Nigeria. The Kogi State Chairman of the NMA, Abubakar Hassan, disclosed this during a press briefing in Lokoja on the ongoing nationwide strike by the association. He expressed concerns that the medical personnel have become prime targets for criminal elements despite their dedication to serving humanity. He lamented that the recurring kidnappings of doctors have severely disrupted healthcare services, particularly in Kogi State and across the nation, while highlighting that many cases of doctors being held in captivity go unreported. Hassan also said that the decision to go on strike was a last resort for the doctors to press their demands. He criticized the federal government for failing to provide adequate security, which he said has become a serious obstacle to practicing medicine in Nigeria. Now to party matters. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has scheduled September 12 for the signing of the peace accord for the upcoming Edo governorship election, which will take place in Benin City. This was announced by INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu during an extraordinary meeting with political parties at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Yakubu explained that the early signing of the peace accord compared to previous elections is a deliberate strategy. It says the goal is to give National Peace Committee (NPC) ample time to monitor compliance with the peace agreement by political parties and their candidates during the crucial period leading up to the election.
The signing of the peace accord will be preceded by the INEC stakeholders meeting to be held on Wednesday, 11 September 2024, also in Benin City. As usual, the meeting will be addressed by the INEC chairman and the Inspector General of Police. It is an open forum for political parties, candidates, observers, and the media to interact with the Commission and the security agencies ahead of the election. I therefore urge you as leaders of political parties to note the dates for the INEC stakeholders meeting and the signing of the peace accord and mobilize your state chairmen and candidates to participate. And in keeping with our practice before major elections, we trained officials nominated by political parties and also set up a help desk if any political party needed assistance. I want to emphasize that there will be no going back to the manual process. It is gone for good. Already, observer groups and media organizations are in full compliance with the digital procedure. Political parties cannot be an exception.
There is no place for politics of bitterness and violence that has impeded the nation's hard-earned democracy. So it is time to change the narrative. It is time for patriotism. It is time to strengthen and deepen, advance our democracy. It is a collective task in the quest for a strong, united, progressive, prosperous, equitable, and just democratic society. The good people of Edo State are willing to come out in mass and vote for their next governor if the environment is conducive and their votes will count in the overall result. That is where the challenge is, and where IPAC will collaborate with other stakeholders, including INEC, the electoral umpire, security agencies, election observers, and the media to ensure that all votes are counted and reflect the wish of the electorate.
And more than 20,000 residents of Lagos State have benefited from the mortgage and rent scheme under the Lagos Homes of the Lagos State government. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Thursday presented exit certificate to the first set of beneficiaries of the Lagos Home Ownership Mortgage Scheme who have completed the mortgage payment and fully paid off the loans under the rent-to-own scheme after 10 years. Our correspondent in Okafo completes the story.
According to the state government, Lagos faces a significant housing shortfall with an estimated gap of 2.3 million homes. But thanks to the Lagos Home Ownership Mortgage Scheme, also known as Lagos Home, some residents have become proud homeowners in the state. The exit certificate now fully confers the ownership rights of the properties on the beneficiaries following the completion of their mortgages. Governor Sanwo-Olu says his administration remains steadfast and committed to reducing the deficit in state housing market by making affordable home ownership options available for state's growing population.
Over the past decade, Lagos Homes have been instrumental in delivering affordable housing solutions, and I'm told, like he said, almost 20,000 housing units in low and medium income families. This administration has made significant strides in the provision of affordable housing in Lagos, focusing on addressing the housing deficit and improving access to quality homes for residents. I think we've commissioned about 22 or 20 something now in about 5 years.
Everywhere that is developed in the world, mortgage is important. In America, in Europe, everywhere, mortgage is important. And we must thank Lagos State. We just pray that other states will copy it. We pray that they will copy it so that people can, if you pay over 10 years, it makes life easier. You know that because somebody wants to build a house, buy the land, start building, it will not pay student fees for the children. You will not be able to afford hospital bills because it's saying, let me just finish that house. In the process, destroying other things. So the idea is we can own homes without destroying other things.
Other speakers say the scheme is a testimony to the sustainability of the governance in Lagos State.
Mr. Governor is committed to the low-income earners. He has continually charged us to go and look out for strategy to think out of the box so that this segment will continue to be served. While I congratulate the beneficiaries today, I just want to urge you to own it. Make sure that the standard does not go down.
So far, over 20,000 residents. Yes, the governor has commissioned over 20. I will come to that. But with a ratio of 4 people in 1 unit, we have over 5,000. So 20,000 residents of Lagos State government have benefited from our mortgage and rent-to-own schemes.
At the event, the governor also approved a new Lagos Homes redemption policy, which presents an opportunity for an early exit from the mortgage rent-to-own contract for residents.
Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Governor.
Still in Lagos State, the state governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged young people, particularly the recipient of the Silver Award from the International Award of Young People Nigeria, to remain focused and committed to achieving a brighter future. Speaking at the Silver Award presentation ceremony and the 10th anniversary of the International Award for Young People Nigeria held at Lagos Asikeja, the governor encouraged the awardees to strive for excellence in all their endeavors and make the most of the opportunities available to them. The event, themed Celebrating Infinite Impact, recognized 200 public school students aged between 16 and 24 who received the Silver Award, part of the prestigious Duke of Edinburgh's International Award framework. Governor Sanwo-Olu urged the recipient to see this recognition as a stepping stone towards greater achievements and to resist negative influences from peer pressure and social media.
You've got a great life ahead of you. That's what the platform is. That's what they are worth. It's not just a pin. It's not just a certificate. It's what you put in your head. It's how you're able to believe in yourself. And at 16, 15, continue to say yourself that I will always do the right thing. Stay focused. Don't join the crowd of believing that it's okay to do the wrong thing. No, it's not okay. Because it's from now that you mold your tomorrow. It's from now that you determine what your future will be. And it's only when you do it right that that future that you want, that you crave for, that you see on TV, that you see on social can come to reality. There's so many wrong things out there, but you have a choice to take the right thing. Each time you do the wrong thing, you know you've done the wrong thing. But the award accepts you an opportunity to go on the right track. And leave this place saying to yourself, there's no height in words that I cannot attain. There's no level that I cannot get to if I want to. There's no height that is impossible. Because the government has no 15 fingers, it has no 2 heads. If I have 2 heads, all of you run away from me. But we're all the same.
And Save the Children's Generation Hope campaign has expanded its tree planting and climate change awareness initiatives to the Zuba community in Abuja, emphasizing the urgent need to address the impact of climate change on the children. The organization has raised concerns that climate change is causing widespread deaths, displacement, and severe mental health issues among millions of children across Nigeria. During the event, Faith Osari team, representing Save the Children's Advocacy and Campaign Division, highlighted the campaign's goal of empowering children to become climate change champions. The initiative focuses on educating children about environmental preservation and encourages them to advocate for climate action by informing their leaders and parents about the severe impact of climate change, which disproportionately affects the younger population.
The children are going to be advocating to their community leader on climate issues in their community. So these children in Zuba communities have been affected in different ways by climate change. Some of them actually have been affected by flood, and their houses, their schools, their books have been washed away, and some houses even leveled. So the children today have come together. We have some climate champions, and they've formed a group, and they've decided that today they are going to speak to the emir of their town and get him to make commitments on climate action. The children have identified various ways in which the community leader can support them and ensure that they reduce the climate effects, they mitigate the climate effects in their community.
One important thing we started doing in the community as a way to profile change is started a project called Project Keep Zuba Clean. So, and in that project Keep Zuba Clean, the children themselves, the teenagers, are part of those who go into the community, and we're sensitizing the people, and we're saying, we need to keep, this Zuba is our community. It's not other persons that will come and keep it clean for us. We need to keep the community clean.
The way the government can help is to make law so that people will stop building houses close to where water pass through, so that it won't cause flood next time, and they should make passage for water so that it will not cause destruction of properties and life. First of all, I made the change start from me. I don't drop dirt on the floor. I make sure I throw them in the right disposer, and I make sure that I tell my neighbors and my friends not to drop dirt on the floor, and they should keep their environments clean.
We'll go on a short break here, but still to come, NNPCL to hand over Warri and Kaduna refineries to private operators. Details of the story after this break.
Get ready for the 8th edition of the Voice of Women Conference and Awards, VOW 2024. Theme, Achieving Women's Inclusion for a Sustainable Nigeria. Mark your calendar for Thursday, 3rd of October 2024, 9 a.m. at the NAV Conference Center, Abuja, Nigeria. And be part of a national dialogue bringing together grassroots and urban women in the quest for inclusion and sustainability in Nigeria. VOW 2024 is more than just a conference, it's a powerful movement. VOW 2024, an initiative of Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio, is where diverse women groups converge to champion inclusive policies and drive national development.
Welcome back. Now here's a recap of our top stories. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) has given traders and market stakeholders a 1-month ultimatum to reduce exploitative pricing of goods. Executive Vice Chairman Tujin Bello announced this during a stakeholders engagement in Abuja, expressing concerns over unreasonable pricing and price fixing by market associations. While acknowledging the impact of unfavorable exchange rate on production costs, Bello emphasized that price margins for many goods remain unreasonably high. We also informed you that the Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) has identified the worsening insecurity in Nigeria as a major factor driving the mass exodus of medical doctors from the country. Dr. Abubakar Azan, the Kogi State NMA chairman, highlighted these issues during a press briefing on the ongoing nationwide strike. He expressed concerns over medical personnel becoming prime targets for criminals, leading to disruption in healthcare services, particularly in Kogi State. He said that the strike was a last resort to press their demands as the security situation has become a serious impediment to practicing medicine in Nigeria. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Lime's World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. It's time for business news. Let's now join Victoria Okonde, who is on standby in the world of business. What's the latest, Victoria?
Thank you very much, Tammy. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it is seeking to engage reputable and credible operations and maintenance companies to operate and maintain the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company and the Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company. This was disclosed in a statement on Friday on its official X handle. The Warri refinery, located at Warri in Delta State, was commissioned in 1978. The refinery complex includes a petrochemical plant commissioned in 1988. The refinery is meant to supply markets in the south and the southwest regions of Nigeria. On its part, the Kaduna refinery was commissioned in 1980 to supply petroleum products to northern Nigeria with a capacity of 50,000 barrels per day. In 1983, the capacity was expanded to 100,000 barrels per day by adding a second 50,000 barrel per day crude train dedicated to the production of lubricating oils. We'll go on a short break and be back with stock market reports. Welcome back. It's the final trading day of the week and the Nigerian exchange market closed on a positive note, continued the bullish trend from yesterday with a 0.18%. Now, the market capitalization now stands at a robust 55.5 trillion naira. Today, 120 NGX listed equities participated in trading with 27 gaining and 26 losing. Now, we have Berger Paints led the gainers with a notable 10% increase in share price, closing at 14 naira 30 kobo, and it was followed closely by Deep Capital Management and Trust. Now, in total, 573 million shares were traded in 12,755 deals, translating to a market value exceeding 31 billion naira. And when this is compared to Thursday, August 29, today's data reveals a 41% decline in volume and a 326% improvement in turnover and a 29% increase in the number of deals. Now, turning to the global markets, Japan's Nikkei ended on the positive note, while both the US Dow Jones and the UK SPC closed in the bearish territory. Now, switching over to the foreign exchange market, the Naira saw a dip against the US dollar, trading at 1,645 Naira on the black market, and the British pound is valued at 2,140 Naira on the black market, and the euro at 1,820 Naira on the black market. That's it on both business and stock market reports. Back to you, Tammy, for the rest of the news.
Thank you for that update, Victoria. Now, on the global scene, Kamala Harris has vowed a tougher approach to migration along the U.S. southern borders and said she would not withhold weapons to Israel in her first interview with newsmen since becoming the Democratic nominee for the president. In the interview with newsmen, Harris sought to show she is in command of the issues and gave Americans a scene of her policy positions with little more than 2 months until Election Day on November 5th. Harris said she would renew a push for comprehensive border legislation that would tighten migration into the United States and vowed to enforce our laws against border crossing. And finally, on sports, Chelsea is set to miss out on Victor Osimhen, with the Super Eagles striker closing in an 80 million euros move to Saudi Arabian side Al Ahly from Napoli. According to newsmen, Saudi Arabian side Al Ahly, long-term admirers of Osimhen, have moved ahead of Chelsea by offering him a 4-year contract worth around 40 million euros per season. The deal also includes a release clause. The former Lille and Wolfsburg forward will undergo a medical with Al Ahly on Friday and will be joining the club the Napoli preferred him to move to. Napoli has since signed Osimhen's replacement following the arrival of Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku, who joined the club in a 30 million euros deal on Thursday. And that wraps up our bulletin on News Now. Many thanks for watching. See you again next time.